Hi, everybody. My name is Lisa Ascalise, the inventress. My business is Inventing A to Z. At Inventing A to Z, I work with clients to take their products from concept to fruition, from a napkin idea all the way to the marketplace and everything in between, the right way. If you want to contact me, email me, lisa@inventingatoz.com. My website, inventingatoz.com. Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Ascalise, the inventress. Welcome to my podcast. Hi, everybody. This is Lisa Ascalise, the inventress. Welcome to the Inventress Podcast. Today, I am extremely pleased because I have a guest that's going to knock your socks off. He is CEO and founder of Five Peaks Media. He's a producer, a director, videographer, artist, inventor, and just a really good friend of mine. I'm pleased to introduce my friend, Craig McGill.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Craig, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day outside, and it's just a good day to be alive. I'm excited.
You know that is correct. I was saying the same thing today. I was in ShopRite and running around trying to get some things done, and I said, you know what? It is a great day to be alive. I'm looking at the fruit and vegetables that are bright and shiny, and just but anyway, so it's great to be alive, and it's great to have you on our show.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm great. I was talking to my wife, Irene, yesterday. She was like, I'm not ready for the cold weather. She's a beach person. I know you're a beach person also. Yeah. But, and I love the beach also, as well. But I really enjoy going outside to a crisp morning. And, the sun is just about to rise, and it just feels like you have the world to yourself. I love the coolness of the morning, and I don't like the winter, however, but I do love the coolness of like this time of season. So I'm excited. I'm happy. Everything is great.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Just taking that breath, going outside, and my grandma would say, just open up the door in the morning and breathe it in. From the West Indies, right? Just breathe it in. Breathe it in.
Hey, listen, it's the absolute truth, So check this out. Here's what I do. I read a book recently. It was called The 5 a.m. Club. And I've always been an early riser, and I've always felt like the world belonged to me in the morning. And I didn't realize that I was falling in line with something that, there's a segment of people out there who really believe. I didn't know that they believe the same way I believe. So, this book was talking about how you get up in the morning and, you do your thing, and, most people are still sleeping, and you get a jump start in the day, and so on and so forth. And then you have this badge that now you're a part of this 5 a.m. club. So what I do is I wake up at 4:44. 4:44 is like a significant number to me.
Stop. My gosh. Go ahead, and I'm going to tell you. Yes.
Do you have numbers?
My mother, 4:44. When I see the clock, my right hand to God. This is years. When my mom passed away, 10 years ago, we would see 4:44 everywhere. Everything would be flashing 4:44. Even now. I look at my clock, I'm not kidding. Every day at 4:44, everybody who knows me goes, Lisa, your mom. Everybody.
No way.
It's an angel.
Wow.
It's an angelic number, by the way. But I'm sorry. I had to put that in there. Put that out there.
No, and you're exactly right. It's an angelic number. And also 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 4:44 and 1, 2, 3, 4 are the numbers that I see consistently. Almost daily, definitely weekly. If I look at the clock, every morning I look at the clock. Obviously, it's 4:44 because that's the time I get up. And during the day, I'll look at the clock and it's 12:34.
Isn't that something?
So it's crazy. So what I do is I get up, and the first thing I do is before my feet touch the floor. I promise you, I do this. I say thank you for another opportunity to do. I'm thanking God. I say thank
Amen.
you for another opportunity to do the things that you called me to do, to correct the things that I did wrong, and to improve on the things that I did right. And then my feet touch the ground. And then I go in, go in the bathroom and I get myself ready and I come back and I kneel down and I pray for a while. And then I read the Bible, believe it or not. And then I go and exercise. This is like my routine. I exercise and I come home and guess what? It's still early in the morning. It's dark outside. And I feel like the world belongs to me. I promise you, I clear my head. And, I'm ready to come and sit down in my office and actually my office/studio and start getting some work done. So that's kind of like what I do.
I love it,
This is
Craig.
my routine. And it's, it's for the mind as well as the body.
Yes.
It just kind of gets me. I don't know if I can do all that I do without having a clear mind and a healthier body, because my body is not exactly where I want it to be right now.
You're getting there. You looking
I know.
good. You're great. You sound amazing. You're fabulous. And those are great tools to pass along to everyone listening. And I kind of follow the same path every morning. Just same thing. Do my devotionals and thanking God every day that you're getting up and you're breathing. You're breathing and you can take a deep breath in. And like you said, doing all of those things before anybody else is awake and just having that moment to yourself, I think is such a wonderful release and charge to your day. And,
exactly right.
Like I say all the time, without God, you're 100% without. So you have to start there. You've got to start there. I say this to you every single. Without God, you are 100% without. We're gonna. This is.
I had to write it down.
Yes.
Post it somewhere.
Without Him, we are 100% without, and you feel it. And
I love it.
Right? And we have these conversations, and it's true. It is so true. And so giving that time to God and just giving it to the universe and asking and, as you said, for forgiveness and making yourself better, making corrections to make yourself a better you for yourself first and foremost, for your family, for your peers.
Yeah.
And you can have it. And that's just such a wonderful thing and such a wonderful weight off of your shoulders to start your day, right?
I know. Absolutely. Because listen, this is what I would do in the past. I would just get up and kind of get my day going and say, you know what, I'll circle back for that later on. And then the next thing I know is the next day, and I never circled back. And so I decided that I will be a part of this 5 a.m. club and get my day started. But so that's how I do it. It makes me feel great, and so that's pretty much it. Keeps me sane, Lisa.
That's giant. That's a big deal. And with what you do, with all of the things you do need clarity and sanity in your day. I mean, we all do.
Right.
But you definitely juggle a lot. You have a wonderful family. You have your own business. You're doing, and let's just get into that too, because what you do is so amazing to me. Your work is such an incredible art and craft. And we're going to talk about your videos, but I want you to talk about who you are to everybody out there listening, Craig.
Right.
As I mentioned, you're a CEO and founder of 5 Peaks Media. Let's talk about 5 Peaks and what that is and what you do.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a story behind 5 Peaks Media that I'm going to share with you right now.
Please.
So back in 2001, I was working for a network that everyone has heard of. It was a network. It was called BET. Everyone has heard of BET. So I worked for BET, and I would drive I live in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, so I would drive from Lawrence to Harlem. That's just when we shot it in Harlem at the time.
Wow.
I would drive from Lawrence, indeed.
That's a long ride.
To Harlem every single day.
Was that a 2-hour ride? Is that 2.5? Well, in traffic. Well, in regular traffic, it's probably about, or no traffic, it's probably about 2 hours, right?
It's pretty. Yes, it probably an hour and 50. So let's just call it 2 hours. But I did the entire day. I did the morning shows all the way to the last show. So I was putting in 12-hour days. And so one day I got a message on my voicemail saying, Craig, you don't have to worry about coming back. So they just fired me for no reason that was apparent to me. And I said, you know what? No one's ever going to have that power to tell me that I can't take care of my family because on a whim you decide that you don't need my services anymore. So I started a production company. And that was back in 2001. My youngest daughter was just born. So I'm like, this is great timing. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Mm-hmm. So don't mean to throw shade on BET, but they did it.
Wow.
But so anyway, I started my company, and I stumbled along. I'll be real with you. I stumbled along, but I was determined to make it happen. And as a result, I started getting work, and I started getting my feet under me, learning how to navigate through, with clients and stuff, because you got to think about it. When I was working for these various companies, like BET was not the only one. I've been all over in the past 30 years. I've been all the networks. Any acronym you can put together, whether it's NBC, ABC, CBS, ESPN, all the letters, put them all together. I've been there over the past 30 years. So, I've given them my gifts and my talent, and I decided that I would do it for myself. So anyway, the years went by, and it just felt like I was just maintaining, and I didn't want to be mediocre. So now we're cutting, many years after that. So let's talk about 2017. And I was speaking to a young marketing guy, and he's like, yeah, your company is just not marketable. The name doesn't work. And he said, you have to change your name. And I felt some kind of way about that because my name meant everything, because it was CIMA4 Media, CIMA4 Media. And he said, that name is just not marketable, but it meant something to me because it represented the initials of every member of my family, my wife and my children.
Right.
So it meant something to me, but through, much trepidation, I spoke with my wife, Irene, and I said, okay, we'll change it. And so my wife is Hispanic, so she says, do you know that you know that CIMA means peaks, or to be on top, like in Spanish, encima means to be on top.
Wow.
So I said peaks. I said 5 peaks.
Wow.
That's us. It's 5 of us. We're peaks. And so that's how it started. Back in 2017, I started 5 peaks, and I promise you, the name was caught on like fire, and then I literally blew up.
Isn't that something? All in the name.
Yeah. So my marketing guy's like, I promise you, Craig, this name is incredible. He said, once you create a website and your logo and you get your business cards, you are on your way. There's something in the universe about doing that. And I did that, and that's when everything started to open. So I'll say this real quick, and then I'll let you talk a little bit.
Oh, no, I want to hear all of this. I have the chills, Craig. I really have because we talked about it a little bit, touched on it, but I never got the full story. So this is very interesting. No, this is amazing. God bless you. That's a divine.
Right. So go ahead. Check this out. Check this out. Take a sip of your tea and check this out. So a very good friend of mine, we were having, just a personal / business meeting on his deck at his house about maybe 3 weeks ago. And he said, Craig, that's a very good story. That's cute and all. And, I respect the fact that, 5 peaks, that it represents your family. I mean, I was getting real. I was like, the logo has the 5 peaks, and even the positioning of the peaks. The big peak in the middle, that's me,
right.
And the one that's a little bit smaller, that's my wife, and then that represents my daughter, and that's my son, and that's my other daughter. Blah blah. And all the peaks have different sizes that represents us. He said that's cute and everything, and I appreciate that. But you know what? In the business world, those peaks have to mean something else. And it caused me to think, and I said, you know what? That's absolutely right. And so I thought about it, and I said, check this out. My business is based on 5 philosophical concepts that embody the core of who we are. And I came up with this. I said we represent vision. That's one. That's the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. And, trust. This is a reliance on the integrity, the strength, the ability or the surety of a person or a thing is basically having confidence. And loyalty. Loyalty is a state or quality of being devoted.
Love it.
Faithfulness to commitment or obligations. And then the 4th one is wisdom. I've been doing this for 30-something odd years, so this is definitely part of what 5 peaks is, the quality of having experience, knowledge, the good judgment, the quality of being wise, the sound of action or decision making. And then the last, but most certainly not least, is excellence, Lisa. It's the quality of being outstanding or extremely good. Yes. So when I put this on my website, there were people calling me, and not calling me, but emailing me and saying, I love your website, and I love what 5 peaks mean, and what those, I can totally see that those five points that you mentioned definitely represent your company, and that's us in a nutshell. So
that's amazing, Craig.
Yeah. So when I approach a project, Lisa, I always tell people, whatever you do, and I always liken it to like a baker. I said, if there's a baker in the neighborhood, and you go to get any type of baked good, and you bring it home and it's not done, it's moist and soggy in the middle, the dough is not done. I said, that baker just served you a half-baked product. And I said, as for me, I'm never, ever going to serve my client a half-baked anything, because that's my reputation and, on the line. So...
And you stand by that, Craig, with every fiber, and you show it. I mean, you exude it in every one of our conversations, in the work that you do, and and the people you're surrounded with, and it's so evident.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Lisa. And I promise you that I do, in fact, surround myself with like-minded people, and I say that although I own my company, obviously I have people around me who are way, way, way smarter than I am.
Well, we're supposed to do that. We are supposed to do that. Otherwise, we don't change, we don't grow, we don't move forward. We stay exactly in the same place, and nobody wants to be stagnant in their growth, right?
No, not at all. And I believe that if I'm the smartest man or person in the room, then I'm going to do just that. I'm going to stay right as far as my own mind will take me.
That's right.
So I surround myself with like-minded people, but super smart. And as my career is continuing on, I'm building relationships with such outstanding people. I'm aligning myself with people like yourself, and the whole network that you bring. And there are other organizations out there that I'm a part of that just helping me to expand the business in and around this entire world. So I'm super excited about where Lisa, come on. I'm starting to get revved up now.
Come on, Craig. You know where we go. I love it.
Yeah.
So both of us are going to get revved. Well, I'm revved. You're revved. You've been up since 4:44. I think I've been up since 3:44. I don't even know.
Oh my God.
I don't know. But it's all good. It's amazing. And I'm so happy that you're sharing that, because the listeners need to hear this. They really need to hear it. Like getting up earlier and doing all of those things, naming your business that, something that is attractive to others, and listening to the constructive advice. I never say criticism when it's coming from a person who's smart and has been around the world and business, etc. I never call it, they say constructive criticism.
Yes.
To me, I don't take it like that. It's constructive advice when it's coming from someone who, like you say, smarter in that area, in that lane, who can help you with your brand. And that's amazing that this person was able to tell you, and you took that advice.
Oh, yeah.
And you built a business where people are so attracted by everything that you're doing, your philosophy, your vision, your trust, your loyalty, your wisdom, and your excellence. That's amazing. And you are all of that. And I have to add something else to that.
Sure.
I met you through a person with that same character. And I have to thank her every single time when we get into conversation. That's Kimberly Ferguson.
Absolutely.
K. Ferg. Kimberly introduced me to you.
Yeah.
And she's a person of integrity and all of those things, all of the things, the five philosophies that you talk about. That's also Kimberly Ferguson. And so many of the people in our group, so many of the people. So I love this. I love this conversation. So,
You know how, hey Lisa, you know how it is when we start chopping it up.
oh, it's over and out, and just to be not over and out, just the beginning. So.
Oh my God, we're probably actually over 30 minutes right now. So
That's all right. Listen, and you're worth every second. Every second.
Oh, thank you, big sis. Thank you.
Oh, you're so very welcome. So let's talk about Craig. Let's talk about your the videos that you do, the production, and all of those things. And I have to say your generosity, because I know that this Monday you'll be giving away a 30-second video to the winner of Motivational Monday. So
at least 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I want to talk about what some of the things you do, because you do so much.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the video aspect, because there's so many pieces of what you do. Let's talk about the videographer piece, and everybody doesn't know what that necessarily means.
Well, the videography segment of it is, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's just, let me just tell you my approach to video. And to me, I shoot video, but I shoot it in a very film-style, cinematic way. Mm-hmm. So my approach is that I want to draw out emotion from videos, even as simple, if it's the most simplistic subject type. I want to be able to extract from the viewer an emotion that my client is looking for. Here's an example. I recently did a promo for a client. He's actually a friend of mine, and we're a part of the same business network and organization. And he owns a car garage. Can I go there?
Absolutely, please.
So the quick and easy way would be, hi, I'm so-and-so, and this is what we do, and there's a graphic that shows all the different things you do, and then there's a nice little, happy voiceover and blah, blah, blah. But that's not my approach. That's not my approach to anything. My approach is, you know what, hey, guys, his name is Fred. I say, Fred, this is what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to produce a video promo for you that looks like a movie trailer. Like, you got to come and see this thing. And that's what we did. And based on a response, in my mind, I knew that it was a winner. But based on a response of his followers and my followers, we literally knocked it out of the park.
I saw it. Right after I saw it, I called you like 1 second. You knew. You were like, okay, she saw it. I called you.
Exactly.
You were like 10, 9, 8. Here she comes. Here she calls. Here's her call.
Right.
It's incredible. And that's just one part. And please mention your website so that people could check it out, because it's important.
Sure. So my website is fivepeaksmedia.com. That's FivePeaksmedia.com.
Ooh, see, that wasn't even the average. You put a twist on the .com. Love it. I love that.
So the thing is, here's something. I'm going to go off to the left just a little bit. So here's the thing about me. I see creativity in everything, and I have to stop and pause oftentimes, because I'll see something and I'll stop and look at it. Like, my wife might be speaking with me and talking to me about something, and I'm staring at something, and I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. That would be such a cool shot right there. And she's like, oh my God. I see art in everything, and I think in order to be, to do what I do the way I do it, you kind of have to see it a different way. Mm-hmm. And I'm thankful this is not something that I necessarily developed. I think that this is something that's just innate. It's just in me. This, is a gift from God that I'm able to do this. And I'm so appreciative to you and, your people who actually, who can appreciate, the things that I do. Mm-hmm. That makes me feel incredible to know that, there are a segment of people out there who actually enjoy and appreciate what I do, and that makes me feel fantastic.
And we do, and we just, we're a very, I'm going to say an esoteric group, because we are inventors, artists, and you can't talk to everybody about that craft, because everybody doesn't get it. When you're an innovator, an artist, the way, like you are, like we are in our circle, it's just so magical to have these conversations, because we get it. We get it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just so appreciative too of all your art and your crafts and your talents. And you're an inventor, and that's where
Indeed.
it all comes. You are an inventor. Your work. We're not going to talk about what it is, but
Yeah, right.
your invention. Everyone out there, sign an NDA, and then we'll shout it out, or just hang on, because you're going to see this product coming out real soon.
Oh, indeed. And I really wish I can take credit for that, but I give all credit to my maker because, this is not the first thing that I've come up with, but this is the first thing that I've come up with that seemed like it was God-given, and I guess it was all God-given, I guess, but this right here seemed to make so much sense. I really dove into this. And the more it started to flesh out, and you and I began to talk about it, and then consequently you introduced me to, I don't know if I can say their names, but a group of the lawyers that you introduced me to.
Absolutely, 100%.
Well, Richard Gearhart and his whole entire law team has been absolutely phenomenal. And I feel so safe and, comfortable with them.
Yes.
And they have indeed been leading me through this process. And, again, you go as far as relationship. And I think that, as a result of you and your connections and, with the Gearharts and such, and also, the Motivational Mondays, all the things that you do, I've been a part of so many things that you've done that's helped enrich my life.
Oh, and
so
appreciate you for your talents and your humanity.
Indeed. So the invention is I'm so excited about that. It almost feels like I'm living a couple different lives right now.
Yes.
Because I have a couple things going on, but I love it. I love it.
I want to go back a little bit, and you said, you feel like this was divinely given, or God gave it to you. I have to say that I believe that, well, that God gives you everything, but he also gave you a different level of awareness.
That's true, Lisa.
You became aware, and that's what happens. We wake up, your devotionals in the morning, all of those things wake you up to things because you're giving yourself time. You're giving yourself the time that God wants you to have with him, and to open up your brain and not just get up and work and work and work and work. You got to have a moment, and you have to really acknowledge and bring in the great thoughts that he's giving you.
That's so true.
So it is, you've always had the creativity. You've always had these wonderful thoughts. But I think at this moment with this specific product, you have a greater awareness. And I think you're going to go back to all of the other items that you thought of and invented, and they're going to come to life after this one opens up and flourishes. And I have to say, I tell so many of my inventors, my clients, who come to me and they have so many things on their plate, and they say, I just don't know where to start or what to do. And I say, when you start with one, think it through, let it flow through you, let it flow through your mind and your body and your spirit. Do that one thing, focus in on that and pray about it. And let me tell you something, you're going to do that and all of the others, but stay focused, concentrate on this that you're aware of now, and let it flow, and the rest will follow. And your spirit will open up, and all of the other things will happen. And like I said, my Motivational Monday, and it's every Monday now, just ask for it. Ask, and you will receive it. Ask, right? Ask, you will receive. Seek, you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. And that's exactly what's happening, because you sought it out. You gave yourself quiet time.
I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, now do you see why I love this woman? How could you help not love this woman? Oh my God, you're full of such wisdom and insight.
Thank you, Craig. I love you too.
I love it.
Oh,
thank you. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you have it, man. We all do. It's this gift that God has given us that we're not quiet enough to receive. Quiet yourself down. Be quiet. Be still. Be still and listen, right? And that's exactly, I believe, what happened with you, with this.
Right.
And what's happening with so many inventors at this period, and so many of my clients in our group, I'll say our group because it is our group, our Motivational Mondays that we gather together, and you'll hear the way they speak, Craig. It's a whole spiritual connection. I call it a divine appointment every Monday. Every Monday, it's a divine appointment.
And I agree.
Isn't that true?
I agree with you. Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
It's true, and every one of us are on the same wavelengths. We're just different places, different areas in our journey, but we're there. We're so connected. We're so connected. The energy is there, and it flows, and I love it. So
and I love it too.
Yeah. So Monday again is going to be about the ask because that works, and it's
You know, we spoke about the ask the other day on the phone. No, we're not going to go there.
Well, I'm posting it on social media, so I am putting it up. It's a big A.
See,
it's the big ask.
Ask.
It's a big ask.
Right.
So it's a big ask, and that happens every Monday. Every Monday there is a big ask.
Yes,
and when you ask, you will certainly receive if you really are determined to get it.
But seriously, the big ask that we were talking about was just, affirmations.
Yes, it is.
Just saying, putting it out there what you want. And you and I went through that exercise the other day, and I believe that what we talked about is going to truly come to fruition.
It is, and it's happening now. So it's happening now, and there's a journey towards the thing. Whatever that thing is, the thing doesn't just come, sit in your lap, just like that. You've got to ask and then take that journey. Take the steps necessary to get there. And a lot of people don't realize that, Craig. I gotta tell you. I have new people, and they're new, but they are understanding now. I really want to have this or invent this or have this business, and how long is it going to take? But we skipped over about 5 million or 444,000 things before we got to the end. You got to walk the path and the journey and do the things that are necessary. Pull all of the pieces in place before you get to that end goal, and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the walk. When you ask for it, you're going to get it. But you also have to be patient and enjoy that journey.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's what I had to actually teach myself is that, to be patient and enjoy the journey. I oftentimes speak about, the old saying of being in the forest and not being able to notice the trees or something to that effect. But I want to literally walk through this and notice everything that's happening. So, I can say that I remember this, or I remember that about the journey. I remember that about the journey. So the journey really is like it's the end. Like the end is really the journey. Like the journey is you're enjoying the journey the entire time.
Now.
So the next thing you know, exactly. And then the next thing you know is like, oh, wait a minute, we're here.
We're here. We are here. And then, even, and I talk about this part all the time. So starting, when I have my consultations, and when I'm starting with, secure that domain name, right? And a domain is $14.95, or some servers are $9.99, whatever it is. And, some people just kind of walk through it. I do a hallelujah, and me, Craig. I'm like, woohoo! We secured the domain! And they're like, it was $14.95 or $9. But let me tell you something. That's your domain. It's yours. Nobody else owns it. And for those of you out there who don't know what a domain is, it's securing the name for your website to come, right? And you're going to build upon that domain, which will be your huge website, which you're showcasing all of your products, ideas, etc. So I celebrate that. I celebrate the domain, and I go, holy cow! And the person, when we get off the phone, they go, I didn't have a domain before. Now I do. You didn't have it 45 minutes ago, and you have it now. That's a giant step that you took, starting in the right direction. So journal the journey, even that. So today I secured my domain. Didn't have it yesterday, but I have it now.
Right.
So that's
that's the jump start, really, to moving forward. Much like I mentioned earlier about getting the logo and the name of the business and everything.
Yes.
That's what will jumpstart everything. I promise you that.
Yes, 100%. So 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get off topic. Let me see. I have questions for you. Well, we talked about what inspired you. We talked about that. Let's see. We know what do you love to do? What do you love to do every single day?
Every single day, I love to imagine. So here's an example. And I try to do this every day. Sometimes, my day gets extremely busy and I can't. But if it's not a drive to the beach, it's a drive to a lake or a ride on my bike or just something that I can just drive and think about the next thing. Mm-hmm. I did a soul project is what I call it, and it's called Thoughts.
Love it.
Basically, that piece was just kind of like going through, it was like documenting like my daily, like what I do daily in my head. And I called it Thoughts, and that's on my website. If you guys want to go and check it out, it's called Thoughts. And that's what I like to do. I just like to imagine. I just like to think about the next thing.
Nice.
Or perhaps I'm even mulling over the current thing. But, I'm always looking for how to make it bigger, faster, stronger. Can I tell you something else?
Yes, please.
This is so goofy, but I have like a vision board.
You're talking to the
office.
goof mistress.
Right? So when I said bigger, stronger, faster, I literally have a picture of the $6 Million Man with his head cut off and my picture put in there.
I love it. And that's 100% goofy. Yes. Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Wait. So now you have me trying to think of his name. What's his name? First letter. Don't say the whole thing. First letter.
S.
S is
well, that's his character name.
Wait, no, the real name.
Yeah.
But that's the character.
Okay, the real name.
Don't say the whole thing. First letter.
L.
What?
L. Yeah.
Second letter.
E.
Lee, and that's his name. Lee, Leigh. Lee. Wait.
L-E. Well, maybe I don't know how you spell it.
Lee. It's Lee is his first name, right? Majors. Yes. Lee Majors.
There you go.
Lee Majors.
And his character was Steve Austin.
Steve, that's right. Oh my gosh, that's great.
We can rebuild him. We have the technology.
We 100% can. Oh my gosh. I love that you did that.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. See it, envision it, and you own it. So
yeah, I'm kind of goofy that way.
Goofy is awesome. We have a lot of things in common, and between I live on the beach every day, even if it's snowing, and pretty much so we're blessed to be by water, and thank God for that because So I have to ask you this. This is an off topic. You were not ready for this one, and Brittany. This is from Brittany. Who would play you? You could play yourself, but what actor would play you in your movie? You.
Well.
Because you're going to be in it, so who would play you?
I have to. This is real talk right here.
Let's go.
And although he's a little older than I am an absolute bona fide, beyond any shadow of a doubt, a huge fan of Denzel Washington.
Denzel, love it. He's amazing. He really is a spectacular actor, person, down to earth.
He's complete, and his way of thinking, and I've always told Irene, my wife, I said, one day Denzel and I are going to meet, and it's going to be the most, unassuming encounter. We're going to be just having a conversation. We're going to shake hands, and we're going to walk in separate ways. I just believe that, that we're going to have an opportunity to just, because I believe like his philosophy is in line with how I think, and I believe that we have a lot in common. And, I've always said this for years, that we're going to actually one day sit down and have a conversation.
Well, that's going to happen.
I believe it. It's not like a fan. I've been around plenty of, movie stars and celebrities and so on and so forth. It doesn't, I don't trip over stuff like that. But I believe that we will meet at some point and we'll have a genuine conversation and perhaps even build a friendship out of it. I don't know, but I respect him so much. It's like way beyond like what he does for a living, and I'm just attracted also to what I see him as an individual.
Love it. And he may even hear this podcast. I mean, I know you know how to get in touch with Denzel. That's easy. It's just a matter of timing.
I could.
100%. So now you probably will. After this, I'm sure you will. Because it's what you desire. You know who I feel that way about?
Who's that?
And people are going to say, oh, was it Oprah? It's Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I love Will Smith's upbringing, his family values, his dad. I mean, I heard so much about his father and how he just like instilled this level of respect and well-behaved person. I love that. So, and I agree with you with Denzel Washington also. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then
I can see that, by the way, also.
Will Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool character, genuine, authentic. He just seems like, I don't know him, but he seems like a really down-to-earth person that you could have that conversation with.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Okay, and then the last question is, if you were, I'm going to say an island. Brittany says rabbit hole. I don't like rabbit hole. It gives me claustrophobia. So if you were on a deserted island and you were going to be there for the rest of your life,
right?
Cannot be your wife, right? I know it'd be Irene. If you could only pick one other, it could be anything, character, whatever. It doesn't have to be, think way outside the box. Who would that thing, that person be?
Wow, that's interesting.
Isn't it?
See, now it's loaded, because if you say I can't take my wife, then I guess I'll be on the island alone.
Mm-hmm. No family member, just...
that's my answer.
It could be any... Yeah.
That's my answer.
What's your... Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I feel the same way. My answer would 100% be God, because I can make him whatever I want. See, I didn't give that to you, though, and I know it would have been God for you, too. Yeah. But if it can't, yes, if it can't, I love that. Your wife is like...
The box. I wasn't that far out of the box. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, you know what? See, this is how much you love and admire your wife, and I love that answer. That's the best answer I think I've ever gotten. It really is.
Cool.
It's the best answer ever. Well, Craig, it has been absolutely fabulous having you on the Inventress podcast.
It was amazing.
We can't wait to have you on again and share with everyone what you have, your invention, some down the pike a little bit. Almost, we're getting there.
Yeah.
But certainly want to make sure you say your website again, because people need to reach out to you for what you do. Your work is amazing.
www.fivepeaksmedia.com. fivepeaksmedia.com.
Craig, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being on our Inventress podcast, and I look forward to talking with you real soon.
Lisa, the pleasure has been all mine. Thank you so much. I enjoy speaking with you.
Every single time, Craig. You have a very blessed evening.
You do the same.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So I have to tell you, this was, I think, one of my best interviews of all times. Craig is absolutely spectacular. His family is a great family guy, father, husband, inventor, artist, so creative and just so awesome. I mean, his philosophy is off the chain. You talk about vision, trust, loyalty, wisdom, and excellence. What? And he is all of those things and then some. So that was Craig. Can't wait to have him back. And guys, as always, I thank you and appreciate you for listening. And if you ever want to be on my show, please reach out. Give me an interesting story. Tell me about you. So you can email me. My email address is info@inventingatoz.com. That's info@inventingatoz.com. You know my website, inventingatoz.com. So, I always have to leave you with this. Please continue to lift up a friend, a neighbor, people around you, 2 hands at a time, and sometimes you got to use that foot. Until next time,